Te Ururoa Flavell. Order. I've called Te Ururoa Flavell. Order. Te Ururoa Flavell.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. Kia ora tātou e te whare. Ko taku pātai he pātai ki te mineta mō ngā take ahu whenua. Is the Minister is he concerned to learn that New Zealand's first majority Māori-owned dairy company, Miraka, has reportedly stated that there is a serious risk that Fonterra's proposed trading among farmers exchange will be illiquid, volatile and unstable, and if so, what assurances can he give Miraka and other dairy processors and industry groups that anti-competitive behaviour will not be tolerated?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr. Speaker, I am aware of the concerns that have been raised by Miraka, and indeed I've agreed to meet with the directors of Miraka next week. Can I take this opportunity of assuring the member that for trading amongst farmers to work, the market will have to be deep, liquid and stable. And I've made that absolutely clear to Fonterra.
Te Ururoa Flavell.
To the Minister, is it the Government's intention to introduce a dairy industry restructuring amendment bill into the House this year to facilitate Fonterra's introduction of its trading among farmers capital structure proposal? And if so, will he invite the Commerce Commission to thoroughly examine this proposal to avoid the risk of anti-competitive behaviour which will continue to drive up the price of milk for New Zealanders?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr. Speaker, the first answer to the first question, it is the Government's intention to introduce legislation before the end of the year, although final decisions will only be made when consultation phase has concluded. This will only proceed if there is confidence from other investors within the dairy industry and general financial investors, and I agree with the member that it is absolutely vital that for trading amongst farmers to work, there will have to be a method by which the price of milk is set fairly. It will be vital that there is some transparency around the setting of that price. The final point is around the Commerce Commission. I am aware that they have already made a submission on the current proposal.
Te Ururoa Flavell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is the Minister aware of concerns from Waikato's Tātua Dairy Company about future raw milk pricing? And if so, is he prepared to establish an independent milk price panel with representatives from the Commerce and Securities Commissions and oversight by MAF to achieve enhanced milk price regulation?
The Honourable David Carter.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not specifically aware of Tātua's concern, but again they had the opportunity to make a submission. I expect that their concern will be one that is shared generally by many in the dairy industry. The setting of the milk price is vital, and as I said in answer to an earlier question, it will be essential that there is some transparency around that for trading amongst farmers to work satisfactorily.
The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does he support the statement in his own report on domestic milk pricing that, quote, prices in the domestic market are also influenced by the structure of retail and wholesale markets? And if so, how can he explain the fact that while Australian farmers supply the same milk into the same international market, and Australian consumers are now paying $1 per litre, how is it that New Zealand consumers are having to pay up to $2.75 per litre for milk, and is he going to do anything about it?
The Honourable David Carter.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as the report the member refers to concludes, the DERA legislation, which he was a vital part of passing in this House in 2001, does provide competition for the domestic milk sector. It does not ensure competition, and that is not a matter for me as Minister of Agriculture, but of course is a matter for the Commerce Commission. On the point regarding the Australian retail milk price, the member may be aware that it's the subject of an intense price war between supermarket chains, with a suggestion that it's a loss leader for some of those supermarket chains in Australia.
Question number 6, the Honourable David Parker.